A lot of the time when I make these videos, it's literally just for like me and like maybe if one other person happens to stumble upon these videos, then I'm chilling. But today I'm gonna make a video that is legitimately specifically only for me, and it's just gonna be a rant of me just going off the entire time because it is just an issue that I think I and only I have, and it's gonna be really contradictory. I'm gonna be a bit hypocritical here, but it's about Dead by Daylight and specifically Michael Myers. Now I've been a big pusher of just like enjoy the game DBD, just have fun with the insanity of the game and just how much of a funny idea it is as a concept. But there is one character and specifically one killer in the entire game that for some reason I just absolutely despise playing against, and so I'm gonna go on a rant a little bit here until I get all my anger at the character out. And that character specifically is Michael Myers. Now, I do not know if the tier list of killers signifies that he's a good killer or not. I have no idea if he's legitimately actually a good killer. I think it is largely due to just a skill issue on my part for not being able to handle the guy. But I absolutely despise playing against it. One big reason may be because he's almost played in like 50% of the games, where I'll get like a bunch of diversity of killers in half the games that I play, and the other half is Michael Myers just looking at me from the darkness. And maybe the fact that he is out of the shop now, and you can't buy the Michael Myers DLC, may actually just make it so I see him a lot less, because people even want to consider like buying Michael Myers cannot do it anymore because he's out of the shop. And that was a wonderful day for me to hear that that was something that was happening. But I think a lot of the problems that I have rely on just due to like sheer skill issues. Like I think the biggest issue I have with him is his like little dash that he has where he just puts the knife up, it makes that little like clink sound or whatever, and then he just dashes at you. And I think the annoying thing about this is that it just like feels like it is one of the stupidest things of all time to play against, because he's able to dash a bunch of times. Like he's able to put that knife up and down a bunch of times with like little or no consequence in any capacity whatsoever. And it's also an immediate one shot down, and it also one shots pallets, so it makes it so they can just continue chasing you quicker. And he one shots the pallet, and guess what? The knife is fucking back up, and he's trying to stab you. And now, maybe I'm wrong about the mechanics of this knife and the cooldowns of it. Maybe it has like charges or something like that, and I just have no idea, and that's my fault for not knowing. But at the same time, it is really annoying to have to go against this, where he's just permanently saying, "Hey, I have a knife, buddy. Let me stab you." And as a result of me not being able to properly loop him, I just get immediately downed every single time. It is so annoying. It's so cringe. He's a cringe killer. And also another thing that I hate, and I think it's just like a build that a lot of people go, where he's just like almost exclusively undetectable most of the time, where like he just sneaks up on you. He does a better job at sneaking up on me than Ghostface does, and Ghostface is literally like specifically around just hiding around and crouching and stalking you. I don't know how he does it better than him, because he can't even crouch. He's just like a big tall ass dude with a white mask on looking at me from the distance, and he does a better job at sneaking up on me than any other character in the entire game. And especially because I run Kindred too, so it's especially annoying when he hides his like aura, because then I can't see him, and he just completely negates half of one of my perks. Like, what are we doing here? Why is he allowed to do this? Why is he allowed to be so sneaky? Could one say that it's a skill issue on my part for not being able to pay attention to Michael Myers and his presence around the map? Absolutely, that it could be something that is my fault. But at the same time, I'm still going to complain about it. I'm still going to complain about this one guy specifically, because if there's any person I get to complain about, it's going to be him, and he'll be the only one I complain about in any way. And another thing that's also just on top of all this, and like they're probably similar killers that have like similar gameplay styles to Michael Myers. But the thing is that I think another thing that makes me mad about it too is that it's just like he's such a boring kid. He's got no flair. He's got no sauce. He's got nothing on him. He's just boring dude with a knife who walks over and tries to stab you a bunch of times. And then even like his Mori is just so boring, because I guess he was one of the first killers like released. And even when they did the rework on him, they couldn't like add a different animation. He literally just like picks you up and stabs you in the rib cage, and that's just like unbelievably boring. It's like, wow. At least like when there's other killers that kill you, like they do some like crazy shit or whatever, but like he just picks you up and kills you like a normal human being would. And like sure, he's a normal human being, but at least add some pizzazz to it, Michael. Stop being the most boring person of all time. Like, murder me in a fun way instead of just murdering me in the boring ways that you always do, because I always get killed by you every single game, no matter what. And it might be, this anger might be, like, magnified and, like, amplified by the fact that for some reason I have a weird affinity to just get, like, I don't even think it's tunneled. I just happen to fall under the killer a bunch of times. And that once again may be my fault for just not being aware of the map, but also sometimes it just feels like the killer just somehow finds me a bunch of times. Now, is this because most of the time I put TTV in my name when I play it on DVD, and then I'm streaming on Twitch when this happens? Yes, it could be that I'm getting stream sniped, but I don't think it is. I don't think people are cringe enough to stream snipe. I think I just happen to fall onto the killer a bunch of times and I die a bunch of times. I know what you're gonna say. A lot of these like complaints are just irrational and me being bad at the game, and I would say that's absolutely true. But I just want to rant this so I don't have like any sort of tanked up anger at this character so that I get really mad at it and just get, I start getting more irrational. I just need to get out the disappointment and the anger and the unhappiness that I have about whenever I play against a Michael Myers in the game, because it is literally just like the only killer in the entire game that I'm like, wow, why the fuck am I playing against this guy? Like I play against the Wraith, he goes invisible. I literally have no idea how to see him. Like I know you can like see a little blurriness in the distance, and I suck at doing that. But I'm more happy about playing against him. Ghostface, I struggle at seeing half the time. I'm fine with playing against him, even though he sneaks up on you. Kaneki or whatever, the Ghost in the Shell dude, I think that's what it is, or the Tokyo Ghoul, that's what it is. I don't really care. People call him overpowered on release. I didn't give a fuck. It was funny to see him Spider-Maning around. So I really don't know what it is at all about Michael Myers that makes him just like my number one enemy, but I guess he is my number one enemy, and I don't know why. And completely kind of underrated, but also just like, give a little bit of grace to DVD, because I've been complaining about the entire time, is that I did see that they were adding Jason for the 10th year anniversary, and that's really awesome and really cool, and I think that's awesome, and I want him in the game, and I love it, and I was so happy to not see it with Stranger Things Part 3 released, even though they just did it earlier this year. But I was really happy to see that, they're adding that guy finally, and maybe we'll get the other cool ones. I think a lot of people have been asking for like Pennywise and like Slenderman. Maybe they'll get those two for the 10-year anniversary, but Jason is enough. Maybe Jason will be the same vibe as Michael Myers, and I'll just hate them both. But whatever. At least we get, the really famous killer that everyone knows and loves this time around instead of Michael. So at least it'd be a different, boring looking dude to kill me this time instead of the bastard that is Michael Myers. But that's really all I wanted to talk about today. A little bit of a rant, but I don't really care. This is my channel. I do what I want. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.